specifically these minion-based lane dominators that control creeps, and now Chen, of course.
Would you like to know the top 5 of Puppey and No Tail?
I'm the last month.
The last month.
Chen, Ench, Furion, possibly Brew.
Puppey's played some Shadow.
Lich for sure.
Puppey has played Sven, most, Chen, Bane, Undying, Lich, and Grimstroke.
Okay.
No Tail has played Prophet, Kotl, Enchantress, Chen, Oracle, and Lich.
Yeah.
Pretty much what we'd expect them to be playing today, right? This isn't going to change. The patch isn't going to change anything, do you think? Or does it? Because I know that you've got some things about Bane that you want to talk about as well, so we can bring that in maybe.
Not really. It's just
a little bit.
My stat memes.
It's not going to make any difference to the pick rate. That's for sure.
That is one thing I always love Valve for, is that they
respect the
like vacuum, going from 28 to 28.0 seconds. I appreciate that. It's a little
Shadow Team getting one bonus armor,
and you know they care about the game because they're actually fans of the game.
Yeah, of course.
They're nerds just like we are.
I like it. Was there anything else in the patch? Because Seb obviously talked about the patch. He was quite happy. I mean, he said it might have been a few more nerfs and maybe not killed Magnus quite so hard because he likes Magnus. Sure. But other than that, he was relatively, and he's quite critical. He's quite one of those vocal players out there. I hear him often. He says, "Why has this been nerfed? And why has this been patched? And I don't want this to be buffed." Wow. And this time around, he's actually like, "Yeah, it's okay."
I mean, I think the biggest thing for OG in this patch is that the tempo of the game has slowed considerably. Right? I think they really struggled in that previous patch when you had average game times shy of 34 minutes at a lot of these tournaments. And OG, when they've won their majors, not to belabor a tired point, but they've won them behind these Naga alchemists, these rather greedy strategies. You just couldn't do that in the last patch.
Do you think this suits them better?
I do. I think Midas being an item is an item. It's good for them.
Yeah. It's also been nerfed a little bit.
I don't think the thing is I don't think 20 gold does anything. I think Midas right now is much more about the XP.
Yes, but it's also just because Battle Fury was nerfed so hard that you don't have any other real accelerating item.
So you're expecting a lot of Midas
even post nerf. Yes, for sure. Even after the change, it's core on heroes like CK Ursa. Any of these strength 1,
maybe OD
heroes without a built-in farming mechanic, the ability to spend mana to kill creep waves, need to buy Midas or they will fall off. It's just kind of the way it goes.
The OD, the Chaos Knight ban isn't, because I wondered about his low-level Chaos Strike lifesteal got nerfed considerably from 40% to 25%, and that, to me, it makes him much less self-sustaining potentially as an offlaner, which is where we saw him come back into the meta, especially with NIP.
It's also mid-one's most played.
OG's turn to pick.
Chaos Knight?
Yeah, OD.
Okay.
Secrets turn to
there it is. Okay. I think Kotl, with the nerf to Will-O-Wisp, has fallen out of this sort of S-tier late game support status. You can no longer get Refresher or get Shard and stack the pulses on those Will-O-Wisps to offset each other.
It's interesting that this is the first pick as well for OG, because they play it slightly different. They tend to put it on No Tail as a 5, whereas Yapsor is normally the Kong player when they play it for Secret 4. So slightly different the way that they play it.
No, I think that it's better as a 5 after the changes, just because the 4 position.
Do you think it's better though that Puppey would now play it then?
Yes. Yeah,
absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, because it was about you'd get Force or Glimmer and then just rush Refresher, and hitting that timing early enough meant that Roche fights were you actually couldn't lose Roche fights with double Kotl ult. So
and there's so many. I mean, not just Roche fights, right? There are so many with the map changes. Previous patch, there's so many more choke points. It feels like around the map right now.
If you want to talk about comfort, there's a comfort.
Baby.
Most played hero of all time and most played over the last month.
The most successful player hero combination.
Do you like the bans from Secret, by the way? Did we talk about those already? But Fury and Chen Ench.
Oh, yeah,
really take it out.
All No Tails. All No Tails top 3 most played.
And that right there also is one of the issues that OG face right now, which is similar to Alliance in that when they have their comfort picks, they have so many ways they can go, right? But they build around this No Tail hero and remove the 3 best ones from him, and they don't have the same power.
Yeah, and the weird thing is the Kotl is in there, which they know he's going to get
I just
picked on, I guess, in the next ban phase, so they just get it out now.
You have that's just what you open with. If your first pick, you take your 5 because it's the what is it? The foundation of your draft. There's no way to play around it.
Do we know this is a mid-1 conquer their flex value at all?
Zai can play it, and a Puppey could play it, so definitely still flex.
Okay.
I like that they pick it here though, because Secret had been traditionally
10
only like
seconds remaining.
fourth or fifth picking Kunkka, and it was
Yes.
always mid, right?
Yes.
But
Five
because
That's why I asked you that.
there were
remaining.
times they would take it as first pick and leave it open, and then if someone counterpicked it mid, like they put an Ember
That's been a
Spirit there, they'd
long
swap it
time
around
ago.
and make a puppy play it. But it's good enough of a hero concept, especially for this team, that I like that they're gonna now.
So you think Kunkka is value? You think Kunkka has flex value in this patch as a 3 or a 5? Do you think that that's
And a
true
blue.
for all teams, or is that
Just
a
Secret, just
Okay,
Secret.
Okay.
There's no other team I don't think that'll
Okay.
be playing offlane Kunkka, but I'm sure Zai would be willing to play it if the circumstances.
Well,
were
there's your
correct.
counter pick mid.
I don't think he goes mid again.
And now
But
now
they've
that's
also-
where
they've
the
also
flex
moved the
value
lanes,
question.
by
I
the way.
think.
They've also, I mean,
You
I
think?
think they could leave Kunkka on the mid, could leave mid 1 on the Kunkka, but move him in the
10
lane.
seconds remaining.
That's true.
They could play him in the offlane because they
Yeah.
have done a little bit of that recently.
I don't like
5
that as
seconds
much.
I
remaining.
agree.
I think you do some. I would really hope, especially after the Knicks expand out, like Invoker starts to look real juicy. Game. I
Yeah.
love Invoker against Coddle Monkey King because they're heroes with. They don't really have actual catch, and
Mhm.
Invoker they want to fight in these areas, and Invoker just offers so much appeal
OGs
and
turn to
anti-team
ban.
fight combo break.
Right. No, he can fight into
And-
with his spell combos. He can fight into
Yeah.
these choke points and disrupt the timing of that sort of team fight ulti.
Oh, and I thought it was. Remember, so going back to
Secrets
the
turn
minor
to
qualifiers, right? OG in that third game against
Team
Alliance,
Secrets
they
turn
actually
to
early
pick.
picked Invoker, and then Jarek's played it,
Support. Yeah.
and they won the
yeah.
game in 20 minutes.
The support invoker.
But that's all the Chen factor, though. I think if you're OG, you could consider Troll.
Yeah, that's what you're talking about. That game in the qualifiers.
Yeah.
That's what they ran, right?
Yeah,
they,
Troll and Ember.
Right. They ran Troll and Monkey with the invoker.
They like Monkey King a lot, though,
10
just because
seconds
it's
remaining.
flexible. They can play it on both their 1 and 2, and a
5
lot of their
seconds
other
remaining.
preferred core heroes synergize well with it. Notably, Ember, Jug, Troll. Void.
OGs turn to pick.
Ember Spirit.
There's your Ember Spirit.
I like it.
And so now I think the flex value question is answered in the affirmative, because I don't think you draft Ember Spirit if you knew that Kunkka.
Yep, I agree. I think it might just be a puppy Kunkka. He loves those strength heroes.
10
It just works
seconds
here.
Tank up
remaining.
super early. And that still works.
5
I love
seconds
Ember against
remaining.
Monkey Coddle. Like, you lose the lane to Monkey King, but you have so much map mobility.
Team
You stun
Secrets
Monkey King
turn
for
to pick.
4 seconds after the talent. He just sits there and he bait out his cooldown, head around it. Surprised Lifestealer made it this far in the draft.
I'm
He's,
sort of surprised, but then again, I don't think with what Secret is showing, if this is like, I don't think Nyx is going to have time to go anything like minus radiant.
It's been almost 2 years since we played a Kunkka in an official,
10 seconds
by the way. But
remaining.
he does have 10 games on him.
Look at that face. He's smirking right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
5
He's having
seconds
way too much
remaining.
fun for me to be confident.
It's
in
puppy
OG's draft.
drafting. Come on.
True.
Of course. He looks like
Yeah.
that regardless.
And when was the last time, Paul?
OGs
2017.
turn to pick.
Really?
April 2007, almost 2 years.
Yeah.
He has got 10 games, professional games on. I tell you who has more games on. Has 30.
Size.
And he has played it in the last. Weirdly, it's also 2 years since he played Kunkka as well in the offlane. But he has got one game, and it was in ESL.
I was going to say, I was
10
pretty
seconds
sure.
remaining.
Against VP.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
they win that game?
No, they lost
No.
it.
5 seconds
It's-
remaining.
That's the thing. We're talking a lot about this loaded secret roster. I don't think we're
Yeah.
talking enough about Zai. I thought he was
Yeah.
the MVP, Chongqing, and I don't think it was pretty.
Yeah, he won, right? Was there an
Did
MVP?
I know? I don't think we gave.
I
We
would've
didn't,
voted
we
for it.
didn't give out an
think
MVP
he
officially.
was definitely up
It's
there.
kind of crazy. Like, Zai's always just been a good dude as well. Like, he's one of the Han refugees way back in
Yep.
the day. I remember
Oh,
for
Rip
his
Han,
first.
right?
There's a
Oh.
we were talking about. I went to
Team
went to the
Secrets
gym
turn
with
to
Sunbeam,
bat.
Blitz, and Zai yesterday, and we were reminiscing because there's this photo of Zai at like 14 doing this like finger. Like he has this long curly hair. He was like 5'5".
I remember the long
And-
blonde curly
Man.
hair.
Then there's like a 2 LAN period, and
Yeah.
all of a sudden he was like 6 foot or 183 centimeters for your European audience.
What
10
are we doing
seconds
here?
Remaining.
I mean, so we got 3 melee heroes. We have no
5
natural.
seconds remaining.
It's
Monkey
Starter
King has
Lifestealer.
some natural mobility.
Start our life.
Everything comes in cycles.
Starter Lifestealer, but sure. But with what Secret already has on board, doesn't Starter need a Blink Dagger? And I mean,
Yeah.
Blink first reliant heroes have played so badly in the
I
last couple
just-
patches.
I think they're fine. It's just that if you don't have non-blink required initiation
Yeah.
tools in
Do-
addition to your hero,
Do they?
you're putting
I don't think if Monkey King's a
What's-
farming core, I don't think he can play that because
it's
Okay.
a lot of
risk.
single target, and
Yeah.
you have the.
I
the-
would point out that Jerax plays a lot of monkey. So they may have
don't know
already
if that's
thought.
good
I
right now,
already
though.
thought that Seb would have seen this Kunker and gone, yeah, they're baiting us mid. We'll pick a Monkey King, which is good against the Kunker, but they'll think we're going to play Monkey King mid, and we're not. So they bait each other.
You have to be careful not to
I
outline
think that's
game
next
yourself. though.
level mind games. I'm telling you right now, Monkey King's
I mean
Okay.
that could
which
be correct,
means
but
that
I don't think
they're,
it's as
they're left
bad.
with the mid. They're left with the mid to pick.
You can ILTW.
Yeah.
It's like, what is this world I'm in right now with Seb?
Okay. Wait a minute. So
Puppy
if,
drafting.
if Paul's theory is correct, if they're left with a mid to pick, it's surely Quaswax against a number three.
Yeah.
Like so we'll see because I think if OG is left with a mid to pick, it's a
And they
snap
banned,
pick.
they
and
banned
go.
a trail. So they think that they think that Monkey King is a Jerax Monkey King
Well,
as well.
it could also be a support slaughter. Like we just don't really know.
I think
they
support
banned the
slaughter,
trail
but
because
the
they thought that
roles-
was going to be Tops and Zero.
Roles really don't matter as much as they used to. It's
That's
about
correct.
hero compositions.
Yeah.
Like I look at drafts like you don't like the roles don't matter. You can pick these super high value heroes like Kunkka, like Brew, and just make them your 5 just because they're just so good to have
Yeah.
in a draft.
They matter, but the ideal farm distributions now are so much flatter.
Yeah.
So
And
you're
it's
right.
also more
There's so much
flexible.
less.
This could be a double bluff, by the way. So they pick Kunk, make OG think
I'm
that
a
it's
little- I'm-
We're
it's
going
Kunkka.
way too deep.
No,
into
no.
this.
I'm
OG,
worried,
OG
though.
think that it's a bluff, so they do the Monkey
But
King.
that's what
They're
I'm
gonna play
worried
it,
that
but
OG are doing. I'm worried
Secret
that they're trying this mind
Yeah.
game and they end up with a
Maybe-
set of 4 heroes that doesn't play that well
Maybe
against
they're
the 4
just
heroes that Secret
drafting.
has.
What are you guys talking about?
That's what I'm talking about, Kyle. Anyway,
No, see, look at Seb's face. He knows this is a mind game. He knows.
The whole Kunkka baited Monkey King, like that relationship
it.
isn't even that bad.
Bring it on.
They play
it
into
on.
each other, and
If this proves to be true, you're hosting the next segment, and I'm
Red,
doing
he's kind of
analysis.
right.
but even if it's a support Monkey King, the causation does not imply correlation or other way
Oh
around.
my God.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
I'm
What
done.
have you been watching The Matrix of the weekend?
OG's turn to pick.
Troll gets banned.
Yeah.
Team
Yeah,
Secret's
so-
turn to
Okay.
pick.
Wow, what do you
There you
know?
go.
Just an
Good
oracle.
monkey.
Crazy. It was all of that, Phil, just for them to take a support. And what do you know? It's
I'm
actually
glad
a
they
Thompson
did.
Monkey King.
glad
I
they
never
did.
would have expected that, Paul. Maybe you should sit on that side of the
See,
desk for
that's
now.
why I'm here and you're there. That's
Thank
why they pay you the big bucks.
Well, that was a softball, okay?
I'm just being general,
10
Kyle, at the start of the first day. That's all.
So,
I appreciate
okay.
it.
If that had come in the other way around, we were so screwed.
Love
Oh, that's so good. All
That's
right.
the
Well,
Cheech.
that's
Hey.
so
22
now
pick hero,
Lifestealer
baby.
If you're
has
gonna
to
pick a
go
hero to win a game.
Radiance,
Yes.
right? Well, Lifestealer has to go Radiance against PL, and I just don't think he's
The
gonna have
problem
time.
is, you have no actual kill potential on this PL. So the thing is, you have a window. OG can win the game once the Slaughter Lifestealer get like level 20 plus.
Right.
And all of a sudden, sure, PL, you still have PL problems.
This is back to Alan's point of the later it goes, the better it is for OG.
Sort of. But the thing is, PL is going to be like that item ahead and have like the win
Eventually,
condition
PL
on lock.
outscales.
And you're literally your late game comes in when he's 6 slotted, and now you're catching up. But
I'm going
I
to go
think-
back to one point though. How does OG make plays without a Blink Dagger and Slaughter?
yeah, you can't kill PL. It's already hard enough to kill Ember. You have the utility now of Kunkka Xing people back to base, like come back to the lane full HP.
All right,
So
very
your
quickly,
mobility.
because we're running out of time.
Oh, Secret's going to win. And they're going to abuse
Secret
mobility, and it's
and
going to be really nice. to watch.
Mobility, Secret.
Secret for both of these two reprobates on the panel. Time to head to another couple of very interested parties who I'm sure are dying to bring you the opening game of ESL 1 Katowice, gents.
Yeah, we're massively looking forward to this
Yeah.
one. And Red, I gotta say, like, you've started off ESL 1 really, really well because you got
Thanks.
both Nahaz and Kyle to wrap up quickly.
I just tell him to shut up, mate. That's all I'm doing. I'm
Yeah.
like, like Shiva's like the headmistress. I'm the headmaster.
Yeah, you really put the dumb in Dumbledore.
Oh, yeah.
Gents, it's all yours. Take it away, please.
I'm loving the spice that Kyle's got today.
Salty too over there.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
I'm not sure if I am honestly not sure if Kyle and Alan are going to survive the weekend together.
Yeah, they got another panel later on. Like I think tomorrow they got another panel. So hey, tune in for that panel. Why watch anything else?
Watch Murder live.
You watch the bloodbath here at ESL 1, but it's not inside the cave. It's over on the panel. But let's actually look at the game, Cap. The panel was bouncing a little bit, and what a surprise! They're saying Secret has a good draft. PL's always gonna be an item ahead. How do you feel?
I'll be honest. I couldn't quite follow the mind games that both Alan and Paul were going down there. They were going to some deep stuff, but the only real mind games was Kunkka was picked up. We chose a Monkey King. All right, we're gonna swerve that. We're gonna have Kunkka now be a 3 position. Ember Spirit's gonna go mid. Honestly, Kunkka feels like a strong enough hero right now that you can.
30 seconds to battle. The battle begins.
Maybe for you. Hey, I'm back too. I'm back too.
So I kind of want to drag Cap back because I'm sitting here and I got to have the wonderful spiel of Cap.
I just kept analyzing just in case it was going out. I had no idea.
He broke the game down absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I predicted every single movement that's going to happen in 40 minutes. The problem is, Toby, that's like a superpower that you can only use once. Yeah. So I can't repeat it, unfortunately.
Damn it. Summary, lifesteal against Radiance, and good luck to him.
Yeah, the problem is going to be this last pick, Phantom Lancer, right? Secret did a great job with this last pick. Lifestealer very likely is going to have to go Radiance to try and deal with this. They still have like a really solid duo in Lifestealer Slardar. I do like the fact that they dodged. They have the Phantom Lancer not matched into the Slardar lane. Slardar is really tough to lane against. If you can actually enable him, which is what OG's doing here with this Oracle in this lane, he applies so much pressure to melee cores because of his bash. It's just like, it's very much like Chaos Knight, where you're just like, I know that I can right-click you and you can't do anything about it. I know I can attack you and you can't fight me back because of the guaranteed bash, or with Chaos Knight right now, it's the guaranteed. So they switch that around. They're going to have Zai up here in this top lane. Nisha's probably going to have a better bottom again. Lifestealer, who obviously they can't really go on this Phantom Lancer. You can doppelganger away whenever you get.
Yeah, you just saw ILTW just trying to get a little aggressive underneath the tower. Zai, he's actually not going to be hitting that torrent, so Seb does not feel the desire to keep chasing on. But yeah, we did see Lifesteal just trying to push underneath the tower and look at the PL, but that's all he can really do in the lane. It doesn't function too nicely for him. How do you like the mid lane matchup? Normally Monkey King's melee on melee kind of favors the Monkey King. How does it work against this Ember Spirit, especially with the small changes to his Sleight of Fist? It's been going to be a little bit more maneuverable against Thompson.
Yeah, you were talking about that. The Sleight of Fist, the change that happened, there's a lot
actually
more.
Got that, and then up top lane, Part B trying to stay alive with the brain save. He got just enough life to then die. Seb still able to get the last punch in. We were looking at the two right lanes, however, because at the same time, mid one then just got himself a solo kill over on Thompson, who was getting very aggressive in his face.
Yeah, you usually don't see this out of like a Monkey King spammer like Thompson, just kind of overestimating the power of him being able to get the Jingle Mastery stacks now, win that sand fight. But another kill on Zion.
Yeah, easy chain stun when you think about it. Like, Oracle just sets you up for the crush. Seb's going to get 2 attacks in, and with the Enfeeble just slowing the attack speed down, it's almost like the counter to the Bash at the deep, being able to get up those 4 charges nice and quick. But Seb still timed it nicely. Bottom lane, Lifestealer in a lot of trouble, actually going to get picked up by Yapzor and thrown down. He is just kind of caught out, doesn't level Rage, went 2 points in the Feast instead.
The last patch did buff up the Phantom Rush, so he's even stronger in the initial laning phase. You can see they're just tearing this lane up.
Notal walked back into the lane, so underneath Yapzor and Nisha, and Nisha was very happy just to Phantom Rush him down and find the kill.
Yeah, this is definitely not the start that OG wants.
And it just continues with Seb to die up on the top lane. It's a heavy amount of range and damage you get from that Tidebringer level 2 and the Brain Sap level 2. So when you think you've got a lot of life, you really do not.
Yeah, and there's not a whole lot that Oracle can do to protect against that. You've got pure damage, a lot of physical damage burst. Unfortunately, even if he did have the levels in Fate's Edict, he can't protect much.
Thompson's revenge. Oh, mid-1, Slider Fist at 10 HP. Thompson was ready for the swing, but it just doesn't work for him.
Honestly, this is fine though. This is before the Ember Spirit has his level 6, so he's still gonna have to go back to base and TP in. Sometimes just being able to wound someone enough that they have to go back to the fountain can still win you that laning phase. You're seeing a lot lately that. Same goes with this offlane stick.
They're starting again over on Puppey, but Puppey played it nicely. He put the Enfeeble over on Slaughter so he couldn't get these chain attacks, even though Seb was waiting on that 4th attack of Bash at the deep just to keep hitting into the Bane. Maybe they have enough, forcing an extra TP support to come to the top lane, and this mid one, they've dragged in the mid laner of Team Secret, and Yapzor around the back. 4 players from Team Secret all move over. They'll get the kill on Jirax. Seb doesn't have a TP, so he's kind of caught on the wrong side of the tracks. Looking to play around with mid one. Dangerous thing to do when the 5-minute bounty runes were just contested, and Rubik looking for the body block, couldn't get it, doesn't have telekinesis, so Seb will get away.
I love watching mid-1 play in this current patch with the prevalence of the 5-minute bounty runes. A lot of mids are doing this, that they rotate out of their lane, they go and try and get a kill in the side lanes and also secure the bounties. It's a great kind of 1-2 punch. Mid-1, I feel, is the one who's leading the way on this. I feel like every single time I'm watching a Secret game, he is always willing to rotate out of his lane nice and early, help his team secure those side lanes, help his team secure those 5-minute bounty runes. And you could tell, like, it always just allows Secret, even if the laning phase is a little rocky at first, like, it just turns around on, like, one of those kills on a side lane core, and then you get the 5-minute bounties as well.
Yeah, they always find these attacks when you've got the objective behind it too. Like, it's Team Secret's, I wouldn't say key to success. You can leave that for the Pound to argue about. Mid-1, looking to get a lot of farm out, and Yapzor's gonna have to protect him. This Invis Oracle tried to come up and cause some problems. Thompson's also done the rotation in, so underneath the shrine that just got popped from mid-1, he'll Searing Chains and try and keep Thompson away, but they're calling out the stack already. They need this extra farm to get into the Monkey King. If PL's gonna be an item in front, a stack like this will allow Thompson to really keep up with him. And he is now #1 in the net worth thanks to that stack. Hilariously enough, 2nd on the net worth is actually the Kunkka. Zai has had a terrific time on top lane.
Yeah, he's done very well for himself. It's one of those rare times the Enfeeble change from attack damage to attack speed. Like 90% of the time, you were like, damn it, I would much rather be able to take away someone's attack damage, but this is one of those rare scenarios where the attack speed actually works out much more to your favor, as you were saying, with the Bash and the deep stacks.
Yep. And that's where Seb just has to rely on rely on Slither and Crush once again. And that doesn't feel natural to say. Notel's moved to the top lane. Jirax is going to come with him too. While Yapzor's wrapping around on bottom lane, they want to have a crack at the Lifestealer. He just rage TP's out. The damage is almost enough to get the kill. He didn't even TP all the way back to base. He TP'd to the tier 3 tower. That's how fast he can move his fingers. Thompson has to go into Mischief. The slap down gets us done a little bit of extra lifesteal, but nah. Still the kill for Zai, who claims him.
That's super important because of all the space that mid-1 was buying, right? He needed to be able to get a kill on Thompson, who was so far ahead of him. Good job by Puppey once again. Like, these rotations of these 4s will open up a lane for a support to be able to get solo experience. Most of the time it's going to be mid. You see this a lot with mid-1 rotating around. They'll plant one of their supports to be able to get level 6 in that mid lane. It's very common in this current meta where the mid laners oftentimes have to have an earlier impact on the side lanes than you've seen in the past. So
it's just kind of funny to watch, like, both the supports of OG rotate towards the top lane, but then as Thompson underneath the tier 1 tower, playing around with two heroes, getting aggressive. It's like he's going again. Like he's underneath the tier 1 tower. Mid one put a defensive spirit up on the hill, so Thompson can't easily chase it. But he's waiting for the 4th stack, and then he's not even going to wait for the 4th. Lets the 3rd click, and then just jumps away. That's why Thompson, wow, okay, he's going in real deep. Double TPs, Searing Chains. Thompson needs to get himself away from this. Even with the Faith Boost, it won't be enough speed, or will it? Sleight of Fist is back off cooldown, but the Searing Chains is not in 4 seconds. He'll have it. No. Thompson, what happened? He got attacked. The Flame Guard, he didn't jump up. Puppey, Yap saw him in one, all chasing down Thompson. Boundless Strike in 6 seconds. He wants to jump away, but the only thing that gives him elevation is going to be Yamsor's pickup with the telekinesis. Meanwhile, up on top lane, Zai being attacked by 3. He's worth a hell of a lot, but they've still got to get through him. Double braces is hard work. Another crush. Is there more damage? They'll dodge the torrent. Here comes the Illumina Blast. Nortel will claim the kill.
I just want to point out, yes, Zai died, but he did make the read that Zeb was going to try and dodge his torrent, so he placed it kind of behind him where he thought Zeb would actually dodge into the torrent. It was pretty smart, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to actually save his life. Secret's still up a decent chunk of net worth right now in this current meta. I don't know, Toby, if you've been watching some of the games lately, but it just feels like this patch, 721 and even 721B, the laning phase is so important. The team that walks away with a 2 or 3k advantage, they just naturally build on it. The combination of stat items, the earlier Midases that's going to happen as a result, and then, you know, these offlaners that pick up these team fight items, it's just all snowballs together, where a team that has a laning phase advantage feels like they have like a 70% chance to win the game from there.
That's why you look for your comeback mechanics. Slaughter, or look to do the same thing. Up on top, the jump down, trying to stop Bane from getting into it. Thompson, nice mischief, trying to dodge the attacks in from Puppey, but this slow attack on Thompson, he just can't get his 4 stacks over on Puppey. Seb will crush him down once again, so maybe the Bane, yeah, he will die. The Team Secret, it just seems like such an effort from OG to find the kill. Nisha is attacking on bottom lane, going under the tier 1 tower, looking to chase down Nortel. ILTV can at least slow him down with the open wounds into relative safety under the tier 1.
Nisha, I think, was just hoping to be able to force No-Tail into using his ultimate at least, but No-Tail was kind of patient, knew he would survive. Nice catch for the torrent. Zai's gonna get a lot of damage in here.
He does with a Tidebringer, but it's not enough to get the kill onto Thompson. They put down the Will-O-Wisp, dragging back Kunky, who was just in the edge with the blinding light. He'll be pushed back into it as well. They'll pick it off as there's 3 players from Team Secret looking to push with this catapult wave.
Secret just always willing to move their cores around. Think about how many times Zai has moved into this mid lane, mid one, moving up to top.
Oh, Puppey, he's got Fiend's Grip available, but it's Zai who's the isolated one. That's who the life steal is moving towards, but then Bane just jumps into the backlines, kills off Thompson, is caught for call. At the moment, it will be, yep, mid one, maybe in a little bit more trouble as Jurex gets a small hold and then nukes him down. Puppey's on the run as well in Team Secret. You've brought a large amount of players to this fight. That may mean a large amount of casualties as Bane, you can brain sap, you can enfeeble, you can try and slow down the attacks of OG. But when they got 4 players there, they eventually, through war of attrition, get through Team Secret.
They were doing a really good job creating a lot of space. They didn't have to worry about rotating down to that bottom lane too much because they got the laning phase matchup, the Phantom Lancer versus the Lifestealer. So they're just roaming between top and mid. It generally just puts pressure on OG. They can't really focus on that bottom lane. And yes, it has been creating space for this Phantom Lancer to get top net worth, but a little bit too heavy casualties there for Secret, losing their Ember Spirit, who, you know, was already roaming around so much that he's not the highest in net worth.
I'm actually just loving that heat map. Just, yeah, PL, never leave the bottom lane, always continuously farm. Giving him a decent advantage, even over Hand of Midas, wielding life stealers. We'll see just how the build goes from ILTW. Like how does he even approach this? Well, you got the Hand of Midas, you got injection money. The panel was saying you're looking towards the Radiance. But I'm also wondering, like, is there a stopgap? Is there another item he wants to go before he reaches that?
Yeah, phase boots. Sometimes you see like these phase boot drums build before you go for your big item. I'm not sure if that's necessary for this though.
Mid one, initiation's finally coming in, but out goes mid one. Very defensive Spirit, but this does isolate Zai as well as Puppey. Mid-one's managed to move himself back towards the fight. Jirax has to use the false promise onto himself because Yamsor moved over, and Yamsor's ready to fight as well. He's got Purifying Flame, so maybe he can get a little bit more damage, but Notal, the ulti is already back up again. They're all walking towards the light, the dangerous place to, especially when Thompson gets a 3-man slapdown. 5 players all locked in that Willow with Zai will finally fall with the Illumina spam and the crush from Seb. He'll create enough space and then die a second after for the Fiend Script from Puppey. They just come free. Thompson, he'll go down, and they're moving forward. Yapsor ready to fight, but not enough mana to actually hold Jirax in position. And it won't matter when Jirax walks back into them and they've got mana again. Yep, goodbye.
Yeah, this is why you see that meta not too long ago of these mid-Kunkas building into Radiance, because they just last so long into a team fight, and you saw it there. OG took so long to be able to focus Zai down. A really sick play by Thompson where he managed to dodge the X there with the Mischief, but it's, again, still wasn't enough. The combination of Enfeeble slowing down the attacks of the Slardars and the Monkey Kings not being able to get their stacks up, them taking so long to be able to bring down this tanky Kunkka, it just allows so much space for Nisha and Midwan to be able to come in, clean up. Not to mention, Toby, we're going to see it eventually. Have you been lifted up by a Rubik who has maxed out Telekinesis and has maxed out Arcane Supremacy yet?
I have not.
Okay, it feels, I'll let you know, Toby. It feels like it lasts forever. You're just hovering in the air for a long time.
Does it feel like Shaman Shackle?
It kind of does, yes. It kind of feels like that. And then, Toby, it's going to get even worse when somebody gets enfeebled and they get Telekinesis. You're just going to be up there for years.
All right, so never-ending control factors make for a very fun and non-boring game. Mid-one, back far enough that Thompson's jump won't be able to attack him, but it will be Jirax in a little bit of trouble. Thompson going to go into the Wukong command with a little bit of extra help with the slapdown. It doesn't actually connect on anybody, and then he walks out of the ultimate, allowing Puppey to move forward. Ember Spirit's already jumped back to the defensive Spirit, and they don't want anything to do with this. OG needs to get the hell out of here. They've got no tier 1 tower to retreat out to. Instead, it's Seb just trapped. Maybe he's not that trapped. They jump in, looking for the hits over on top of Zai, and with the Will-O-Wisp, they hold him in position. Thompson, he's got the buff up, now moves attention over towards Puppey. He'll nightmare him up. They pick him back out of it, and the hit is a perfect slapdown. Puppey will fall. Yapsor, will he actually follow? You know Thompson wants to find the kill, but TV Sports coming in, and it's the big one. It's the Phantom Lancer, looking to find mid-one. He actually doesn't get it. He gets the root over on Thompson. That's enough to get himself a double kill now. Getting those back-to-back ones. Wants to get another one. Seb on the run up the hill. Where's the support? Notal can't do anything. He's got 10 stick charges, but not enough, well, any support to really do anything more. It's a straight back out now from OG. To be honest, I thought that was going to go worse for them. And that
honestly,
went pretty
Toby,
bad.
this is not the same Thompson of TI who was single-handedly moving around, like just owning games with his Monkey King. Think about the kind of start he had. He was like level 6 when Mid-1 was level 4 because of the rotation that Mid-1 made to, you know, win secret their side lanes and such. He was able to get ahead both in net worth and levels, but he wasn't able to utilize that to move farther ahead. He's actually been, you know, dying in some of these team fights. You know, a fight like that, he overextends himself, you know, thinking that he's going to be able to chase down Yapsor and such. Gets caught, you know, what was initially an okay fight for OG turns bad. It's sad to see because I think part of the problem is that he doesn't really have a support to work with so much. Oracle is, yeah, he's a defensive hero in the laning phase. He can be pretty offensive because of his heavy amount of nukes, but when it comes to moving around and getting these like jungle ganks and stuff, it's not a support that really enables you too much, and neither is Coddle. So he doesn't have somebody to work with so much, and
just a non-stop control, everything they got over on the life steal, but then again, maybe they popped too much Team Secret. They really wanted that kill, and this will allow Seb to move forward. Crush can be stolen. Yapsor wants to come in and spend a little bit more time holding the slider in position, allowing Mid-1 just a Spirit jump forward, but another Crush out. Jirax, the pop rubber lifeline over on the side. The slider missed, the damage is half decent, but OG are back to their tier 1 tower. This is the first time we've seen Team Secret engage in, and they didn't get an instant kill. And in fact, they're wasting more time. Now Thompson's getting a little bit more space on bottom, and OG lose nothing of value.
A little bit, but I'm not even sure if OG is going to be able to maintain enough control to keep this tower alive. And when you lose that off-lane tower, you start losing a little bit control of your off-lane jungle, which has those critical ancient camps. You know, it's just overall
that's real nice from Zai. He knew Thompson was going to try and farm up the wave, so he actually timed his torrent perfectly to connect onto Thompson, who's going to go into the Wukong command, begin his TP out, but that's not enough armor to survive. He'll end up falling.
Yeah, what'd you say after that team fight, Toby? It was like, oh, space for Thompson, he's getting some farm. Immediately dies after that. It feels like that's been happening this entire game, that Thompson just, keeps on dying in some of these engagements, looks for what he thinks is a pick-off, and Secret are actually more grouped up than he expects out of them. He just doesn't have a support to be able to work with in that regard, and I don't know, it's just a rough game for a Thompson Monkey.
He's moving everywhere on the map to try and find his space, but I guess, is this what everyone's been talking about with OG? Is the analysis, what's the difference between not having Ana and having Ana? The fact that Ana and Thompson just seem to have this really great sync of nuke and control, and sometimes they both had this like crazy control with the cores. And what is a lifestealer? How's he meant to sync with the rest of OG?
I think it's also the snowballing nature and like the tankiness and such that is currently in the meta doesn't quite fit into what Thompson wants to be able to do with his Monkey King, where he's single-handedly going from mid, and I see these rotations so many times. He goes deep into the enemy jungle, finds the carry that's farming up neutrals. Like, that's the Thompson that you expect to see, who snowballs off these pickoffs. But here, against a Secret team that's playing, a lot of 3-4, now full 5-man, he just doesn't have those opportunities.
You want to talk about tanky? You talk about also in the like, you can't even fight into this. Rubik's just finished a Lotus ult by 18 minutes into the game. Like, we always expect YapzOr to have an insane amount of money whenever he gets his Rubik, but he's walking around with rage level 4 and has this Lotus ult. They can't stop pumping. He'll get his ulti off, he'll be the enabler for mid 1 to be towards the front lines. Durex has already burned his false promise, just trying to stay alive underneath his own tier 3 tower when the tier 2 tower is still kicking.
Yeah, one of those big things is that like the corrosive haze, just being able to focus someone down, you've got the Lotus Orb to be able to counter that. So even OG is like one comeback of being able to get eventually a Blink Dagger for Seb. I'm guessing he's trying to finish up the Crimson Guard first, which again is full meta right now. Don't focus on the initiation app. Focus on the team fight. Focus on the
it's
team
high
fight.
ground defense, right? Like, this is the only way OG delayed this game.
Yeah, it'll also help.
Maybe that's where we should start taking our mindset, unless they can find this kill over on Nisha. But already, Slither and Crush will not connect. Nisha just doppelgangers it off. And luckily, you'll get that back up again. The power of Chakra Magic, just reducing that cooldown time.
We keep, like...
Gold from my chest.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
One wave, way too many. They came under the cover of a smoke. He's got Observer and Sentry down, so he feels comfortable. And then TP out in the tree line. Spirit jump forward. He'll see him, and ooh! Searing Chains do not
He got Searing Chains.
Wait, he did, but back at base?
He was Searing Chains, but it was back in base. It was one of those classic frame perfect.
They're going to go for Zai. Right underneath the Wukong command. No TP support to arrive for this, and Zai's going to drop down on Willie. YapzOr, he has the false promise. He stole false promise, which is keeping Zai alive just a little bit longer. There's still no TP support coming in, and they do not have the nukes available to, okay, go. Yeah, goodbye, YapzOr. And it's all a Wukong command. Sure, why not? But it's more style than anything else. Fiend Script, Monkey King, Thompson walked in, but the Will-O-Wisp is down, so Puppey, it's a double slap down, and she's catching mid-1 in the back line, tries to slide a fist, dodge it, and it'll be ILTW, who's now getting 2 kills. I feel like I'm watching an Alliance game. OG have now created, and have now been able to achieve a large amount of space, thanks to Team Secret.
Yeah, that was a weird domino effect, right? It's like, the Kunkka's definitely picked off. Sure, we have this cute little, false promise play, but you don't have any heals to back it up, so the Kunkka's still dead. Yapzor ends up dying as a result, and then you see this rotation from the other three members of Secret. They moved like they were almost going to fight into OG. It's only Puppey who ends up taking that fight by himself with just a Fiend's Grip. I don't know, it was a little awkward.
It's the dream, right, for OG, though. You just finished Radiance. You wanted to have that fight. The only thing they didn't get was Roshan.
Yeah, you've got a nice little peek now. You've got a power spike in your lineup. If you could finish up that Blink Dagger for Seb, unfortunately, he's just a bit behind in net worth. But once he does get that Blink Dagger, they'll have like a really sick, if they can actually get it, Blink, crush onto the PL, you know, put that Corrosive Haze on him. They'll just be able to burst either the Ember Spirit or the PL down very quickly. But they need that Blink Dagger badly.
They're smoking. They're looking for an opportunity. Puppey's coming in underneath an Observer Ward. He planted down his own Observer Ward a little bit further to the north. But Nisha's in the neighborhood as well, so jump forward. He doppelgangers in, but they really want to kill off Puppey. They have got target number 1 as the counter to Team Secret, and they're taking some time to do it. Finally, it will be able to happen, but Nisha, Mid1, and Zai all running into the back lines. They're focusing on Jirex. He'll false promise. They'll take him some time to finish off the kill. Instead, it's going to be a 3-man stun thanks to both. But OG, they're back out the stun. Thompson will finally commit the Wukong's command, but he dies instantly after. Thanks to Mid1 jumping forward, but it's ILTW who's doing so much work on this Lifestealer. Team Secret aren't trying to kite him. They just walk straight up to him and allow the Lifestealer to punch in another control. Nisha goes down. He had 2 seconds on his doppelganger. Dead for 60 seconds on this Phantom Lancer. They cannot keep the chase going, however. Zai will walk back underneath the tier 2 tower, but the ping quickly comes onto Roshan.
And that's the danger of these power spikes, right? It doesn't matter how well Secret played that fight, how well Zai played it, in particular with that 3-man boat that they actually managed to land. It didn't matter because, honestly, OG with that Radiance timing, they're just very strong right now. It's tough to win a team fight, and this is the dream. OG, not going to get like the fastest Roshan in the world, but still 25 minutes. They'll be able to parlay this Aegis into taking hopefully a couple tier 2s.
Berserk Wall was planted down by Notal. He's getting Fiend's Grip up already. They have to come out and try and fight him. They need that Will-O-Wisp to help out, but that's why the jump down and the Will-O-Wisp combining with a slight from Thompson and the Illuminate. Team Secret, a large amount of damage early on. They're underneath the Radiance burn too, so Team Secret back underneath their own shrine. They'll feel more confident here, but maybe they don't. They're walking back off it. Puppey completely isolated, down for 32 without buyback available. They'll even claim the 25-minute bounty runes for this effort from OG and then back into Roshan.
Secret, how long until that Coco's Rum or Trunka? 15 seconds? I don't think they can fight without that. Like, they can fight without the Bane, maybe, but they have to have that big team fight from the Trunka, so they're going to have to give up this Aegis.
They're keeping close tabs on Mid1, but yeah, Team Secret have no desire to try and contest this. In fact, OG are leaving ILTW inside the pit to finish Roshan, and we're already trying to hunt the Ember. But it won't happen. Nisha pushes the bottom, and more space gets created.
Have you seen this build from Thompson?
What do we got? We got Echo as well as the Maelstrom.
Radiant's bottom tower
Interesting little swerve, right? You don't see a whole lot of Maelstroms on Monkey Kings. He picks this up. The Phantom Lancer, obviously, it's a very nice item.
Is it also like that way to do like almost recovery farm or the ability to keep up?
A little bit, yeah, sure. It's definitely a farming item, sort, but I think it will actually have a very large impact in your team fight. If you can get on top of the Phantom Lancer, you have your Wukong's command out, you're just getting lots of lightning procs everywhere. D. Thompson, this is, again, not the normal game for him, where he's usually able to be so dominant mover on the map. You see how many times he's died in this game.
Yeah, it's all the death marks. It's eight deaths in total. He's gone 3, 8, 7. It is not what Monkey King wants, but at the same time, like, does it feel like Team Secret now don't have the ability just to break OG's will? Instead, it's going to be OG jumping in. Thompson just straight at the Wukong's command. He wants Nisha, and he's having a hard time getting out of the command. ILTW just stays right on the back of him. And it's now a 6-1-5 Lifestealer, who's the one who's just having the time of his life. Seb's got the Blink Dagger you were requesting. Mid-1. Oh, locked in for a moment. He's slider fisting just to try and buy a little bit more time. Seb jumps up. Thompson, he's just, oh wow, the play. Mid-1 into the trees. No way to disjoint the follow, and now Seb can finally get the cross shot. They'll catch Mid-1 in the trees. He was spiritless, and they will find the kill. And Team Secret very much on the back foot. OG Is this now actually old school OG? Hey, we're behind in the early game, but it doesn't matter. We hit that 20-minute mark and things go right.
I mean, this is definitely their time where they're supposed to be dominant. So I'm not going to get my hopes too far up that OG's just going to easily clean out this game. Secret definitely have a lot of game left still in them. There's still plenty of towers to go. You know? So, but it's definitely looking great for OG.
Hey,
this is a great recovery. They still got 2.5 minutes on the Aegis. I love the way that they just spread out real quickly. They're trying to keep all the lanes pushed in, that they can go back to 5-manning once the cores of Ember Spirit and Phantom Lancer are still up. That's how you impede their progress.
Seb's in trouble. Yapsor's just been playing with him for the moment, but Seb, okay, they will put the Will-O-Wisp down. Seb will get a little bit of extra time to get the craft shot. That's what they're trying to buy time for, and then in comes Thompson. A perfect jump, combining with a blinding line and the Radiance. It's difficult to get economic damage, and mid-one into the back lines. He wants it with a false promise from Jirax. It cancels it off, so mid-one knows he can't get anything more, but back to the rest of the team. Zai's gone down. Thompson will be the trade-off, but ILTW, he gets the big one. Phantom lands it down for the count. That count can be reset. Buyback is available, but Seb stays on the aggression. Wants mid-one, but he will not claim him.
I mean, Secret, they just seem convinced that they can go back into these fights. Like, we lost the last one, but this one we're going to be able to take. This time around, hey, we're starting with this pickoff and this Slardar. Everyone TP to the shrine. We're going to get it. But the thing is that OG had already planned that out, right? I was saying they split up real quickly. Hey, these cores are dead. Split up. We're going to push in all the lanes. And as soon as the cores are coming back up from Secret, they're already moving across the map. They're already trying to group up together because they know that Secret can't take the 5-on-5 against them. So as long as they don't let these picks happen, then they're good to go.
So how does Team Secret change the tempo? Because at the moment it looks like OG's claiming everything they want and Secret's playing into their hands. So Secret turn this into a split push game with the PL and Ember?
Yeah, I think they just need a little bit more time for this Phantom Lancer to get that heart, right? Like once he has that big upgrade in HP, this AoE damage that comes out for the Radiance, that comes in the Maelstrom, it's going to be a lot less impactful on the PL. You're more likely to be able to see him survive through that initial burst as well, be able to get off his doppelganger.
Oh, the jump forward. They thought they're chasing after Yapsor, but they'll get Puppy instead underneath his own shrine. Nietzsche jumps forward looking for No-Tail. Glimmer Cape will protect him for the moment. And ILTW, after Zai, trying to force him back too. F's has just been a full-on split. Still a 1-for-1 trade-off. This Jirax does go down to Nisha. Maybe a little bit more as a little isolated is going to be that life stealer. Seb wants to help him out. A blink crush forward, controlling up Zion Thompson with a Wukong. Jumps down from the trees. Yapsa wants to throw him back out of it. Looking to cancel off the Wukong command. It will matter because now Nisha feels more confident just to run in there. But now no doppelganger available for 3 seconds time. If they can find the kill with the Phantom Rush, buys him time all the way back to Seb. The Will-O-Wisp and a doppelganger away into safety. Nisha on 60 HP. He'll survive through this through beautiful play, but will it be enough? It's a slept up lifestealer. Seb will also catch the torrent. Yapsor wants to hold him at the tier 3 towers, combining with a feed group of Puppy, but no, you've got Oracle. He knew it was coming. That's why he's the Oracle, saving his core.
Yeah, but look what's happening in mid. You already have this mid-1 Ember Spirit. He's cutting the waves. Like, this is what he needs to be able to do. Secret, like, in order to win straight up fights, they have to like kind of draw them out. They have to bait out like Rage. They have to be able to burn out some of the mana of these heroes.
Seb, not where he wanted to be. Picked up, thrown back down again into the torrent of Zai. He's got a lot of movement speed thanks to being on water, but X-Mark Spot's going to pull him straight back, and in fact they've already found the kill on for Puppy.
Take off like that. That'll definitely give Secret a lot more time. Secret just need to be able to do this combination of split pushing with their Ember Spirit and Phantom Lancer, but still being able to like put a little bit of pressure on OG to take certain fights, like the way that they tried to do it. You know, the Phantom Lancer gets to the back line, just blows up this Oracle. They try and burn away that Lifestealer's mana. Unfortunately, part of the problem with that last fight was always going to be like the Aegis was still up. Lifestealer. BKB now finished for the Ember Spirit will give him a lot more clearance to aggressively shove in waves.
He got the same over on Thompson to finish his own BKB. A lot more difficult for Team Secret to control him now. You already see Team Secret making that move into that northern side of the Radiant jungle. Getting Observer Wars down. Roshan's still a minute 40 away, but they can't allow OG to have an Aegis at the board.
Bill for the Rubik. Mjolnir being completed, it's always like one of the biggest things is itemization when you're the last pick Phantom Lancer. This has happened so many times, so many different metas, is that you're like, well, shit, we don't have a great answer for him, but our best answer is always going to be itemization. You know, these melee cores that don't have natural cleaving mechanisms, pick up these Mjolnirs and Radiances and stuff like that. And OG, I mean, they're doing a great job. Like, I can't believe they bounced back as well as they did from Secret. When I see an advantage like that, 6,000, especially when you have a Phantom Lancer who I feel is kind of like is going to be the biggest core at some point in time in this game, then I'm looking at it and I'm like, damn, Secret is going to handle this game. But they bounced back really well from OG. They're continuing to control the game well. Again, I really want to mention the fact that of how the way that they played 5-man when they needed to. They made sure not to get into situations where cores are being picked off too often. They are losing a bit of their map control now as, you know, again, Secret with such strong split pushers and Phantom Lancer and Ember Spirit.
PL and Ember could do so much, and ganking them appears to be almost impossible as well because they're so maneuverable.
Yeah,
but
it's going to be one of those games, it's like playing against a Tinker where you just like are always trying to chase that one hero. Once you do pick them off, great. Then the game will very quickly transition into you hitting a high ground and forcing a buyback, and then you've got an actual win condition. But this is going to be kind of the slog that you go through as a team when you're matched up against a team push.
I love this from Team Secret. Like, we're talking about OG looking for this pick off, and Secret are like, okay, we're going to dangle. We're going to dangle mid one in front of you and see if we can get a nibble.
Yeah, you start establishing patterns, right? It's like, oh, they're just running around trying to catch these heroes. What happens when we smoke up behind one of these heroes, right? They're going to be a little split, maybe. They're playing a little sloppy. They're not moving around the map together as much as they were because they're just trying to catch someone. That's maybe where we catch them with their pants down. Maybe that's where we catch them in a 3 versus 5 scenario.
They're really going in. That Blink Crush and damage. It will be enough to get through Puppey. Not exactly the target they were looking for. But they can come back, and with the Sentry Ward, they've already deep-warded the Observer and Sentry of Secret that allowed them to understand that OG were right behind them.
Yeah, this is just more time. Phantom Lancer, who's now building into a Scotty, another big stat item to follow that heart.
Is this still going to be enough? Like Monkey King is still insanely strong.
That in the level 25, yes, I do think it will. But there is also a very important level 25 talent for the Slardar. Corrosive Haze becoming undispellable will actually be really good to be able to keep track of this Phantom Lancer no matter how much he's doppelgangering. But generally, the Slardar Lifestealer duo, like, their peak is going to be about this point where you've got the level 3 Corrosive Haze soon. You've got this evasion, this natural evasion talent for the Lifestealer, so it feels like he's impossible to focus down. He's still doing a lot of just general damage, AoE, Radiant, procs.
It's huge fight time. OG have started up Roshan. Team Secret want to try and contest this, and they're smoked up. They'll move around the back. Their Observer already saw a hell of a lot, but Roshan's dying very quickly. 4k life. Mid one. We'll have to fight a fist to get a little bit of information. Able to get the Searing Chains and the Taunt connects on Lifesteal. The Fiend Script, even better. Over on side up at the 3-man stun from Thompson. Opens up the back, combining with the Wukong's command. Team Secret, they are caught on the stairwell. Zai can't get himself away. Yamsa wants to help out, but 2core is dead, and they haven't even found the support. Finally, No-Tail will die with the help of Yamsa coming in. But Roshan goes the way of OG. Cheese onto Thompson. Aegis on ILTW. And they're looking to go straight down the mid. In fact, Thompson's already there. He gets a slap down onto the Rubik side of Fist Searing Chains. Buys a little bit more time. Remember, he's got the cheese. He wants to be aggressive. And that tree dance, he can go so far, so fast.
I love the confidence that OG played that Roshan. Because if you looked at it from their vision, they didn't see 4 heroes. But it didn't matter. They saw the one hero that was important. They saw Phantom Lancer in bottom lane, and they kept track. They knew he didn't have a TP. So they were like, okay, if he's all the way at the opposite end of the map, we can take this Roshan very quickly. It doesn't even matter if there's one.
They're looking to jump, Blink Crush, they get the amp up on Nisha. He's got Doppelganger available going up to G-Rack. The boss promise will end up protecting him. Nisha really wants to find this kill, but Thompson arrives. 4 players from OG. Nisha, they couldn't kill him before. He's still got Mana Style available, and damn, he's so tanky. Through that heart, even with it available, finally they bring him down.
Secret immediately going into the pick-off scramble. So what happens, like, when one of your cores, your big cores, gets picked off and you know you can't take a team fight, you've got supports, cores, whoever they can, are running down a lane as quick as possible, because the whole point at that point is your team is you're just trying to buy time for your core to come back alive, hoping he doesn't buy back the defensive base. So you're just trying to shove waves in as quick as possible. So Yapzor does it at mid one, still pushing in that top lane, but OG just relentless. They are just sticking together, running down heroes nonstop with the Slardar. Now they're going to be able to take the tier 2. Another pick off like that and we could be saying Raxus pretty easily.
Yep.
They're going to try and force that buyback now out of the Phantom Lancer. If that does happen, great.
They're all there. Pick him up, throw him down, Torrent. Remember, the Aegis model will protect the lifesteal. Fiend Script from Puppy V can be very early in, and Seb able to get the double stun on both Puppy and Yapsor. They're staying in the back lines, looking for extra crushes. Can he actually hit one in towards mid one? It's just Lifestealer breaking free and walking it off. They couldn't get the buyback out from Phantom Lancer, however.
That's a very important hold for OG. They even kept their tier 3 alive, so it's not even like OG can back off and just go take Shrine.
Yeah,
so really important that Secret were able to keep that.
Instead, they just take the last remaining outer tower on bottom lane OG. Their team Secret still not feeling trapped inside their base. But OG sitting on the edge of it. You know they kind of want to hunt, but what does Secret do now? They got a smoke over on Yapsor, so if they want to try and fight, they can come out and get it. But you're also rapidly approaching these 25s. What do you got on Lifestealer?
You're going to see this
Puppy.
top lane.
Oh, he walked in, Seb. Missed the crush timing, so Puppy doesn't die instantly, but it won't matter when Jirax is able to find the nuke. Thompson, a very early Wukong command. Want to try and find his opening, but Seb finds it instead. Triggers the BKB, goes out the Yapsor, and Thompson straight to the backline after Zai. He's got the 4 stack up already. Whatski beating into that Kunkka. 2 heroes down, both the supports of Secret without buyback available, but they have to deal with the PL. Will-O-Wisp is down. Nisha with the doppelganger away. Thompson able to get the slap down, and they've got the control, but no. Mana Star, Nisha needs more time. He's trying to move through the tree line, set up towards the edge. Doppelganger is now off cooldown, but he needs to jump up the hill and away. Midmom was there to help him out with the searing chase. They couldn't keep the chase going. Nisha barely survives, but survive he does.
They're going to get a bit of time to hit this tier 3, but sadly with that Phantom Lancer staying alive, what's going to happen is he's going to heal, and then he's going to start throwing illusions at these heroes and burning through the mana, and I'm not sure if OG is going to feel super comfortable going for the full outset of Rax.
They're also got to worry about this. They don't want to stick around too long. They've only got a minute left on that Aegis the Immortal. The cheese was already burnt.
But the way Seb plays, I love watching Seb play offlane initiators, man. Like, he's fearless. Like, he really leads his team to take fights that sometimes could be difficult. You know, he's just willing to go and dive into that high ground and...
I love that position from Zai. There's a couple of positions on the map that you can actually hide yourself inside of walls. And he was doing on the edge. All I see is this slight corner of his shoulder. And that's all you get. And he has a sentry ward, so he knows there's no observe ward looking from up on the high ground. Difficult for OG to instantly know where he is to counter initiate. And puts him in a great position for a boat. There's actually another one on bot lane. You can actually put yourself inside the wall, entering the base. I'm sorry, it's a techie.
Going back for...
It's a techie spot.
For Shadowblade. Is that why you know it, Toby?
It's actually
it's a techies thing.
Whatever gets you in range for Ether Lens Blast Off. That's actually why I know it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Like Tegra for Yapsor, one of the things is if he could steal that Will-O-Wisp, they just need some extra team fight on the side of Secret.
Yep, so we'll do it. We'll be easy mid one. There's catch up on top lane, but the Sleight of Fist lasted too long, Seb. Thought he was going to hit the right crush timing. But mid one, very, very defensive spirit. You also like his Orchid build?
Yeah, Orchid.
Like,
into Bloodthorn.
Who's he actually looking for as a primary target? Like, is it to stop that save that keeps coming in from Oracle?
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely allow them to be able to hunt down these big team fighting supports, because it's so hard to just go on one of these cores when there's a Will-O-Wisp as well as a False Promise. Like, both of these ultimates are great at being able to peel yourself off of a team fight where they're just trying to focus down your force. So if he can get to the back line, there's also maybe a situation where he manages to get the silence onto the Lifestealer to prevent a rage. They have to go for the Linken's first. That is currently on a Lifestealer.
I'm loving this build for Monkey King, the last one. He's got a rapier queued up in this Monkey King. Rack up the damage. Maybe a little bit too over-aggressive, but it's the first game of ESL 1 Katowice. Sure, why not? We got OG.
We'll see whether or not he actually holds to it. You know, maybe it's one of those things where he just has it in his quick buy and he's talking to his team like, should I get a date on this team,
it's like,
on?
hey, Notal, do you agree with this, or do I just enter this and just ignore what you say? I'm just gonna do this.
Hey, we got the Doppelganger cooldown now. That level 25 talent, pretty crucial for Phantom Lancer.
Never.
Really curious to see if he actually does go for this Shadow Blade.
Oh, slap down, coming towards the top lane, supports there. Yapsaw very quick with a jump forward, finding space for Nisha. He can doppelganger again in 1 second time, exactly what he does. Thompson goes into the Wukong command very deep inside the base. He doesn't have a lot of room to move back for him. He's just standing on the edge of the line. Now he'll move back out of it, and Team Secret will feel confident to fight. They look towards the Lifestealer. He's orced up. He can't rage, he can't fight just yet, but that's why they make him Disco Lifestealer. The on-your effect just surrounds him, and Team Secret think twice about engaging. They're still inside their base, still feeling slightly comfortable.
Yeah, it feels like these two teams, they're like... OG definitely still has an advantage from the team fights, but Secret can win this, and the way that OG is going to win it is going to be able to, fast burst down a hero where they get on top of somebody and they take him out. The way Secret's going to win it is playing off this high ground defense and like playing off of the Phantom Monster illusion, slowly burning through somebody, or being able to get a pick off one of those defensive supports that we were talking about that are so crucial. It's why OG is able to play so fiercely with like Seb and with Thompson there in that last one where he just jumps for it because he knows Jerix has got his back if there's going to be 4 heroes running down the hill from Secret.
I love this confidence. This is the understanding from Nisha. He's going into this fight with the dust on him. He could have easily bought an ultimate orb as he walked past the sleeping shop. This could have had more stats on this level 25p. I was like, nope. I will be the reveal for the team. The rest of OG is just avoiding the fight. Roshan will respawn in 10 seconds time. It's a nice fast Roshan for them, and this feels like deja vu, Cap. Team Secret, they're hovering around the southeast side. Roshan can spawn up and just bounce in and claim him. If they look, but they have to look.
It's an 8-second rage too.
Global. Yeah, I know you want to see this, JJ. he never lets these globals go, and that's why they load us orb to then send it back. So we've got another. This doesn't look as impressive though when it comes back.
It always sucks playing Ember Spirit against this Oracle because what happens is you always have to jump to your defensive Spirit the moment he gets his Q on you, because you just go back to the spot you were at and you get locked down free in a second, then you know there's going to be follow-up stuff.
Alright, so Team Secret are fully aware that Roshan's going on, but they do not take the fight. They are backing out. They are not contesting in any way, shape, or form. As the Dire Observer Ward, OG weren't hiding it. They were walking around in front of the pit. So now, Aegis, Cheese, and you have the Refresher Shard, and they've given that one over to Thompson. We'll see. We'll see if he can.
I love it when initiators go something like this, right?
The side.
Yeah. Because you already have, like, your entire job is just to be able to jump out, find this Ember Spirit, this Phantom Lancer.
Well, they need the controller. Like, anything to stop him from doppelgangering. Whoa! Yapsaw, stolen rage, just lets him get back out this one. ILTW already used his own rage. And they're looking for the crit, looking for any kind of extra damage into the Lifestealer, and maybe they do find their opportunity. The hit down, Thompson saved by the false promise. Now going to go into the Wukong command as everyone tries to back up. Poppy slowed down, but Team Secret, they do get back into their base. But Seb, he's chasing after mid one further towards the north. It won't happen, however. In fact, they just turn around looking for their own fight. A double torrent, but then the IO is right on top of OG. They can find inside the protection that it offers, not to mention that second Wukong command. Thanks to the Refresher Shard, but the one who's stranded on the wrong side of the tracks is Nisha, surrounded by 4 heroes of OG. He's got a little bit of support, and thanks to Doppelganger timing, he just keeps jumping away, and Yapsaw protecting him with that Lotus Orb. You've got the implication. Now they can finally take care of Puppy. He'll go down for the count, and Thompson, the protection. He actually tried to dodge it with the mischief, turning the attack in towards Zai. He's got a little bit more distance. The side of Fitzgerald Case can't control enough. There's buying more space for Nisha in the backline side, trying to get up the hill. He'll go down. 5x bubble instantly committed. They need to find this kill over on the Monkey King. He doesn't have the Aegis, the Immortal. They want to bring him down. He's just doing the work. This is just PL action while mid one supporting, casting from the back lines. Another great control. Do they have enough? Seb's about to fall as well. Here he goes. Thompson and Seb is down. And ILTW, the Lifestealer, he almost feels alone, but he's not. Durax is still there with him, looking for any kind of control onto Zai. It's been a bloodbath. The Lotus Orb will send it back. Nisha, he wants to try and fight, won't find ILTW. And Jirax will just Shadow Blade himself away.
What a beast Jirax was for that fight, man. It all starts with them going on to Thompson, right? False promise. He got 2 different false promises on Thompson in that fight. It just lasted too long. I have to say, though, it was really impressive that Secret, because think of how that fight initially started. They actually managed to get BKB is out. They managed to get Wukong's command out. Then the refresher shard was used. Another Wukong's command. You just see the problem with this Phantom Lancer. He's just always able to get out from underneath his damage. Part of the problem was with that last little bit of the fight is they just allowed Jarex to be able to do whatever he wanted in that back line. They weren't ever able to get to him. He gets that second false promise off. He also kills Mid1, by the way. He managed to burst him down because Mid1 was limping away in that fight. Managed to get the Purifying Flames to finish him off. And look at the itemization of what Jarex has. No wonder it's so hard to actually get to him because he's got not just an Ether Lens, not just a Blink Dagger, he's got a Shadow Blade too.
And he went for the cast range. Didn't want the 120 gold per minute, went for the 150 cast range. Anything you can do to just increase that range of the Oracle.
Just hover over his false promise radius. It's his entire screen. He can play as far back as he wants to in these fights.
Radiant's top tower is under
And that's why
attack.
Secret are having such a tough time.
He should just jump down. He's looking towards ILTW. Jirax is nearby. And they'll chase him up the hill. Quick little Fortune's end. Nothing to follow up. That one was on bottom lane where Seb finds his own little target. Zai able to hit the bash. Support is rotating in from the life stealer. Being good from Pumpy. Wants to create a little bit of space for False Promise. Once again it's there, but the back line's Mid1. He actually found No Tail. Sends him up and towards the air. Finds a little bit more space. Bane will go down, but this damage not when he actually gets the Will-O-Wisp off. Team Secret, they're still caught inside of it. Thompson with a Wukong command. Mid1, he wants to back out this way. He's got Defensive Spirit able to get up to the other side of the river. Commits heavily for it. They will get themselves away, and Team Secret in defense mode now.
And when you finally do, oh, we caught him. We caught the coddle. Oh no, there's going to be Jarex bailing him out as well.
Yep.
They've got enough items. He's got the Eul Scepter to buy himself time. That Will-O-Wisp is so hard to deal with. And they're just running through their BKB charges. I believe Mid1 should be pretty low here. 7-second duration for the next one.
They're still having a hard time getting up high ground, though. Like, even when you got Aegis, Refresher Shards, it seems like Team Secret are always coming out to try and take the fight, to burn off any of these extras they're getting from Roshan before they can then breach the high ground. Like, you got the Aegis and the Life Stealer. He's moving forward. You got the open wounds over on Zai. It's a good start of his Searing Chains combining with Torrent Bow. And then Nisha just runs in. He wants to kill over on Slaughter, but of course not. Jirax is already there with the False Promise and the BKB from Seb. It's a low duration, but Team Secret, they're burning these timings down. That's very deep Mid1, but that's why Defensive Spirits are available. Back inside the base, not allowing OG any comfort on the wall of Team Secret space.
We're going to have the full Son of Doom build coming out for the Ember Spirit soon. If he can actually get Nullifier as well as the Orchid, then now you've got defensive supports that by themselves won't be able to bail out with the Eul Scepter and such.
So quickly looking for their own fight again. Right in the back of Seb and Thompson, but they don't find him. Nisha's doing the best he can to scout with what he's got.
Go back for the Blade Fury, Battle Fury, for the lifesteal, I'm sure. I mean, they were having so much trouble getting real damage on the Phantom Lancer.
You don't want that, Seb. You really don't want that, Seb. He's jumping in.
Oh, no,
he won't be able to get the crush off. And Yamsor so quick with the pickup and throwdown. They want the kill on Mid1, but Space was created. Even the Lotus Orb was protecting him. Yamsor. He's Team Secret's version of the Oracle in this game, but now Oracle on Yamsor. They jump forward, they get the slap down. Yamsor's done so much work, and now he's down for 80 seconds. This may be the opportunity that OG was looking for. If they find another pickoff, they will definitely go for it, but thanks to the PL illusions, Seb could not get any kind of extra movement forward.
Can just a support pickoff, though, allow OG to break the high ground? I don't think so, Toby. I think this Phantom Lancer is still too much.
It's a Yamsor Rubik. He's always considered a core.
That's true.
But it's still a hard ask.
Hell, the Booster Blade soon for Nisha, so he's going to have some really great control for when he's fighting the Lifesteal and Monkey King, but also when he goes to, one of those supports, he spots him, he can Phantom Rush him down. Just try and chain him down real quickly.
Mid1's just shy of the money to pick up that Nullifier, but he'll have to commit his buyback money if he wants it. In the meantime, it's just push out the side lanes as much as you possibly can. Force OG to defend in some way.
I mean, the best part is for OG is that they still hold so much map control. Like, it's very hard for a Secret to actually get outside of their own base. They can still just chill out. Yes, there's going to be some item progression on Secret that's going to be a bit concerning, but you can wait it out for the next one. You can get another Refresher Shard for yourself.
Yeah, wait, you got 40 seconds or so to read on Jirax? Sure. Smith, a good initiation out. Will it be enough? The Phoenix Grip's there. Embister is already down. He's been very happy he didn't spend that money. But with the death of Bane, defense must come. But how fast? Fortification buying a little bit more time, keeping the racks alive. Yapso will try and do as much work, but Lifestealer, he wants to commit. He wants his Ember to force the buyback. It'll mean so much in the next team fight if Ember can't just respawn in. So they let the mid melee racks go. Tossing everything else they've got for the jump forward step. He's looking for the kill over on Rubik. They can't afford to die in mid one. He has no other choice. He has to come into this fight underneath the Wukong command of Thompson and the Will-O-Wisp. Nisha's in trouble. He'll jump up, but he's still in range of the Io Ball. And he's pushed around. Another doppelganger, it won't work. He'll go down. Mid one's BKB will allow him a little bit of protection with the PL buying back. They need to find some kills. They need to make this worth it in some way, shape, or form because OG, they're continuing the rampage. Forward, in towards the Conquer. The Slugdown. It connects on the mid one, the backlines, and Seb's already there, but the Searing Chains will not allow him to get the crush off. Spec was on cooldown anyway. 2 minutes dead for Zai. That was a dieback from him. And the tier 3 towers will fall on top. OG, finally they found the opening that they were looking for against Team Secret to take that top lane of Braxton. In fact, Seb just goes for more kills. Mid one jumps forward underneath the tier 4 towers. Team Secret, they have not enough players to feel comfortable enough here. Not even inside their own base, and not even with Nisha, who are level 25 PL, trying to get into the back lines of OG, but it won't work. They're losing too many players. They're all gone. It's GG. OG take game 1 of this 2-game series to kick off ESL 1 Katowice.
God, that was such a sick game to open up this tournament, man. OG, I mean, it felt like they were just running around trying to get these pickouts, and finally they get the really big one, that scythe from Seb. I mean, how many times? This is just such an incredible story from this guy to go from, like, basically washed up player into the coach position. You think you're never gonna